Oh, the irony. A platform designed to manage classrooms gets schooled by a hacker. It's safe to say that EdTech has found itself in detention for failing to protect its own data. Welcome to this week's security brief for week 32. Before we start, make sure to subscribe for future content. To our first story. Keytronic, a leading name in the electronics manufacturing industry known for its keyboards and mice, is facing a substantial financial setback following a severe ransomware attack. The company has reported losses exceeding $17 million as a result of this cyber assault. It's safe to say that the keyboard king has found themselves in a sticky situation with a financial loss of a whopping $17 million. That's enough to buy a lifetime supply of ergonomic wrist pads. This cyber mayhem has spread faster than a viral meme, impacting not only Keytronic's headquarters in Spokane Valley, but also their operations around the globe. Keytronic has called in the big guns, cybersecurity of keyboard warriors, experts, and law enforcement to tackle this mess. They're implementing new security measures faster than you can say Control-Alt-Delete. As of now, the exact motives of the attackers are still under investigation, but ransomware attacks are about extorting money by holding data hostage. The company's financial losses include not only the ransom potentially paid, but also costs related to system recovery, legal fees, and ongoing business disruptions. Moving on, Delta Airlines, a major player in the aviation industry and the self-proclaimed on-time machine, with a 84.72% of flight arriving on time, finds itself grounded by a IT outage. This incident began on August 2, 2024, and caused widespread chaos, affecting booking systems, check-ins, and overall customer service. Delta's tech troubles were felt at airports and terminals around the world, turning travel plans into a chaotic mess. You've got to hand it to Delta, though. They're not afraid to take the scenic route when it comes to crisis management. Who needs a quick fix when you can spend days navigating a sea of angry customers and frustrated employees? Delta Airlines has been working to restore its systems and address the technical problems that caused the outage. But when offered a helping hand from cybersecurity superhero Crowdstrike, they turn it down. The reason behind Delta Airlines' refusal of help from Crowdstrike remains somewhat unclear. We can only speculate if this has anything to do with the Crowdstrike's global outage that happened weeks ago or something going on internal. But hey, who am I to judge? Maybe Delta has a secret IT department filled with coding wizards who can wave their wands and make all the technical gremlins disappear. Moving on, a significant cyber attack has targeted EdTech, a classroom management platform, a widely used platform designed to help educators manage classroom activities, assignments, and student data. The incident resulted in the deletion of over 13,000 devices. Oh, the irony. A platform designed to manage classrooms gets schooled by a hacker. It's safe to say that EdTech has found itself in detention for failing to protect its own data. But let's not forget the real victims here, the students and educators who now have to deal with the aftermath of this digital dumpster fire. Goodbye, lesson plans and homework assignments. Hello, chaos and confusion. And let's not overlook the potential for identity theft and other nefarious activities that could arise from this breach. It's like a buffet of personal data for the hacker, who's probably laughing all the way to the dark web. Moving on, in a significant cybersecurity breach affecting the French government, a major website was recently compromised, leading to concerns over data security and governmental operations. Who knew that liberté, égalité, fraternité could be code for "hack us, we're open"? So while the rest of the world was busy enjoying their Olympics, croissants, and café au lait, these cyber ninjas were busy infiltrating the government's digital fortress. It's like a modern-day heist, but instead of diamonds and gold, they're after personal data and confidential documents. The poor government officials who now have to deal with the aftermath of this digital debacle. Goodbye, leisurely lunches and bureaucratic red tape. Hello, crisis meetings and damage control. It's like trying to fix a leaking pipe with a baguette. And let's not overlook the potential for identity theft and other nefarious activities that could arise from this breach. To our next story, in a major victory for international law enforcement, INTERPOL has successfully recovered over $40 million that was stolen in a business email compromise (BC) attack. The targeted victims include various businesses and financial institutions that were duped into transferring funds under false pretenses. The attackers remain largely unidentified, but are known to be part of an organized criminal network specializing in sophisticated financial fraud. The attackers posed as legitimate entities, manipulating victims into wiring money to accounts they control. But let's not forget the real
Interpol's
victims
operation,
here. The students
in collaboration
and educators
with
national authorities and financial institutions resulted in the recovery of over $40 million that had been illicitly obtained through this scheme. The funds were intercepted before they could be laundered or used by the criminals. Interpol 1. Cybercriminals 0. It's like watching a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, but instead of cheese, the prize is $40 million. In our next story, in a major development within the cybersecurity and regulatory landscape, a UK-based IT provider is now facing a staggering $7.7 million fine following a severe ransomware breach in 2022. Cedar Technologies, a prominent IT service provider in the UK known for offering a range of technology solutions, including cloud services and cybersecurity. The breach has drawn significant attention from regulatory bodies and industry experts. The fine is being imposed by the Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, the UK's Data Protection Authority, which is responsible for enforcing data protection laws. Cybercriminals targeted Cedar Technologies to extort money by encrypting data and demanding a ransom. The ICO's investigation revealed that Cedar Technologies had not implemented sufficient cybersecurity measures to safeguard against such attacks, leading to the substantial fine. Cedar Technologies learned a hard lesson. When it comes to cybersecurity, you'd better be prepared, or you'll pay the price. And by pay the price, I mean cough up $7.7 million. So to all the companies out there, invest in robust cybersecurity measures, or you might find yourself on the receiving end of a fine that'll make your CFO cry. Moving on, in a groundbreaking development in the fight against cybercrime, the FBI has revealed that the notorious ransomware group known as BlackSuit is behind over $500 million in ransom demands. BlackSuit is known for its sophisticated attacks and high ransom demands, targeting various sectors global. It's safe to say that BlackSuit just got a spotlight shined on their shady operations, and it turns out they're not just your average ransomware group. They're more like the Ocean's 11 of the digital underworld. But the FBI wasn't about to let these digital desperados get away with their ill-gotten gains. They launched a full-scale investigation into BlackSuit's activities, and what they found was nothing short of jaw-dropping: over $500 million in ransom demands. The substantial amount illustrates the high stakes involved in these attacks. The FBI's investigation aims to understand the group's operational methods, disrupt their activities, and mitigate the impact on affected organizations. BlackSuit's ransomware attacks have had a global reach, affecting organizations in various countries across multiple continents. In the end, BlackSuit learned a hard lesson. When you mess with the FBI, you're going to get caught. To our next story, the Ronin Network, a blockchain platform known for its role in supporting the popular game Axie Infinity, just got a $625 million wake-up call, but thanks to some digital do-gooders, they managed to claw back $12 million of that fortune. It's like getting mugged for your lunch money, but then finding a few bucks in the couch cushions. However, in a surprising twist, the perpetrators were actually white hat hackers. They exploited a vulnerability in the network's bridge during a forced audit to demonstrate security flaws, and then return the stolen funds. This ethical hacking operation exposed critical weaknesses following a recent update. As a reward, these hackers will receive a $500,000 bounty. The breach affected users and investors worldwide, with the stolen funds being moved through various addresses and exchanges. The recovery efforts by the white hat hackers involved navigating through multiple digital wallets and transactions to return the assets. The Ronin Network has since paused its bridge operations to address these vulnerabilities and prevent further breaches. In a significant development, CSC ServiceWorks, a prominent provider of equipment and services for laundry and vending operations, has disclosed a major data breach following a cyber attack that occurred earlier this year. The breach involves the unauthorized access and exfiltration of sensitive customer data. This data includes personal information such as names, addresses, and potentially financial details. The company has disclosed that the breach was part of a larger cyber attack that compromised its network. So, while the rest of us were busy updating our LinkedIn profiles and binge-watching Netflix, CSC ServiceWorks had their laundry basket full. The cyber attack occurred in early 2023, with CSC ServiceWorks initially discovering the breach in the first quarter of the year. However, the company has only recently come forward with the full details of the breach, following a thorough investigation and remediation process. CSC ServiceWorks is now playing the role of the digital knight in shining armor, offering credit monitoring services and a treasure map to protect against identity theft. It's like they're saying, "We may have lost your data, but we'll help you find it again." In our last story, in a plot twist worthy of a spy thriller, the US has successfully dismantled a sophisticated laptop farm operated by undercover North Korean IT workers. Yes, you heard right, a laptop farm. It might sound like a techie's dream, but this is a real-life cyber espionage story. Here's how it all unfolded. The story begins with North Korean operatives who were working undercover in the tech industry, blending in as IT professionals. Picture them as digital chameleons, hiding in plain sight while orchestrating a massive cyber operation. They set up an elaborate laptop farm, a room full of computers not for coding or gaming but for various cyber activities, including hacking operations, data theft, and other forms of digital espionage. The US authorities uncovered and shut down this operation, seizing equipment and disrupting the network of North Korean cyber criminals. They tracked these operatives for months, piecing together clues and monitoring their every move. The US authorities had been working behind the scenes, ensuring every step of the operation was carefully planned and executed. The laptop farm was located in a facility managed by these covert North Korean workers, but the exact location remains confidential. After a lengthy investigation, they swooped in and dismantled the operation, effectively cutting off these cyber criminals' digital power supply.
That's it for this week's Security Brief. Which story did you find the most interesting? Make sure to subscribe and share the news. See you soon.